Hello YouTube, my name's Nero, and today we have some Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, and what we got going on in this gameplay is a very competitive match of domination here on the map of Detroit, at least for the first half anyway. It's pretty nice. I'm running around with the Ball 27 Assault Rifle, which I have to say is the most overused weapon here in Advanced Warfare so far. If there's one thing that I've learned about Call of Duty over the years, right, is the most overused guns are typically the most powerful guns, or typically the best guns in the game, right? I still hold true to my original video where I said that the IMR Assault Rifle was the most overpowered weapon in the game, and it really is. But the thing about an IMR, the thing about any burst rifle in general, is they always kind of go underused. While they can be very, very powerful weapons, they don't see a lot of use from the general public most of the time. Like even going back to Call of Duty 4 with the M16, the M16 was by far just ridiculously great in that game, right? Anyone that's played Call of Duty 4 can vouch for that. The M16 was so powerful. Probably the best burst rifle in the history of any Call of Duty game, but it was not the most overused gun by any means, even though it was the very first assault rifle you unlocked, simply because it was a burst rifle. It requires a very specific kind of playstyle. It requires a pretty good aim on part of the shooter, so it's kind of one of those guns that, even though it's very, very powerful, it did not see a huge amount of use. Like, people that are very good with it, they used it a lot, like myself, of course, but most people, like the general public, they did not use the gun a lot. And the same thing kind of happened here in Advanced Warfare. While the IMR is still very, very powerful, one of the best guns in the game, probably the best gun in the game, the Ball 27 here is the most overused gun in the game. And I'm just judging that, I'm just eyeballing that, right? I'm just judging that based upon the games I play. You know, I go in there and I play just like a game of domination. I just look at the kill feed and it's like, holy crap, a lot of people are using that Ball 27. And it's starting to become more and more each day. Whereas when the game first came out, a lot of people were using like AK-12s, and they were using a bunch of different weapons, just trying out a bunch of different stuff like submachine guns. And I think a lot of people learned pretty quickly that the Ball 27 is the best submachine gun in the game, and it's an assault rifle. I almost, in fact, titled this video the best submachine gun in Advanced Warfare, and I was just going to make it talking about the Ball 27, but that would have got some people butthurt, so I ended up doing that. But honestly, though, I have to say the Ball 27 is, in fact, better than every submachine gun in the game, in my opinion. The fire rate on this thing is better than just about every single submachine gun, and its damage is better than most of them, right? So, like, the ASM-1, I think, has better damage than the Ball 27, but it's got a horrible fire rate compared to the Ball 27, and that fire rate only gets worse over time if you hold down the trigger on the ASM-1. So it's like, man, this thing, no matter what submachine gun you match up against, is just miles past it. It's just so much better than every submachine gun in the game, and as a result of that, the Ball 27 has actually become my most used weapon. You know, I've actually replaced every time I would like to use a submachine gun, like on the map. Like, I feel as though this route that I'm about to run would work specifically well for a submachine gun. It would work very well for that. I just use the Ball 27 instead because it's better. It just really is. And the community as a whole has really kind of taken this gun. They've all kind of adapted to it, and right now it's definitely the most overused weapon in the game in Advanced Warfare so far. It's just so many people are using this thing non-stop, and with good reason. It's a very, very good weapon. It's not like a burst weapon where it requires a specific playstyle. You can basically play with this thing as if it were a submachine gun. You know, if I'm playing ground war, I keep a silencer and a grip on it most of the time, right? And when I'm playing ground war, I'm like, I'm just going to take off the silencer because there's just so many people running around anyway. And I replaced that with the laser sight, and the thing just, it's amazing. Like, you can't seem to beat it, and the fire rate on it honestly gets a little bit better the longer you hold down the trigger. So it already starts off with like an amazing fire rate, and if you're trying to spray at somebody at long range or spraying at somebody close range or something like that, then the fire rate is just going to get better and better and better and better until you eventually run out of ammo on that clip. And the reload speed's very, very fast. It almost mimics that of a submachine gun. It's just very, very good. It's one of the best guns in the game. Seriously, once again, if we're doing like a Call of Duty 4 comparison, like the M16 was still the best gun in that game. But other guns, like the AK-47 and the M4 carbine and the P90 and the MP5, those guns saw a lot more use than the M16 just because they were full auto and you didn't really have to think too much while you were using them. And that's the exact same thing we have going on here in Advanced Warfare with the Ball 27. It's just like, while it's not the best gun in the game, it's close to being the best gun in the game, and it's seeing a lot more use than the actual best gun in the game, in my opinion, which is the IMR. So, I don't know, man. We've actually been talking about this quite a bit because I keep wanting to use submachine guns, and I keep trying to use them, but I keep getting outgunned by Ball 27s. I keep not doing as well as if I were using a Ball 27, because not only do you have like all the close range capabilities of a submachine gun with this thing, but you also have long range capabilities as well because it is an assault rifle. I've been trying to figure out how they should do this. Honestly, what I think they should do is they should just buff the submachine guns in the game. If they were to nerf the Ball 27, I mean, I don't know. I still see the gun being so overpowered that it needs to be nerfed, but I do see submachine guns being way too weak in this game, whereas the Ball 27 is literally better than every single one of them. So I would like to see the submachine guns in this game buffed a little bit, and maybe that will even the playing field a little bit more, where the Ball 27 will not be but basically the only gun you see people using throughout most of your games, and that way submachine guns can actually get some use. Like right now, I'm trying to use the KF5. I'm trying to level up that. I'm trying to just get kills with it and try to get my gold cam. I got my gold cam before. Now I'm actually able to use my attachments and stuff. But man, I'm having a lot of trouble being successful with that KF5 just because it just gets outgunned by Ball 27's close range, gets outgunned by them long range. Like the gun itself is just far too powerful. Well, that was a first half of domination. As you guys saw, it was pretty competitive. I thought I did pretty good for the first half there. Flags were constantly changing hands, always fighting for the B flag, and I thought that was a lot of fun. But if we're going to fast forward here towards the end of the gameplay, and you'll see that the second half of the game was not as competitive. It was not nearly as fun either, as I became a lot more campy by the opposing team. Like they kind of just stopped going for B after a little bit, and eventually just kind of became really campy, and I started dying a lot from them and stuff. So as you guys can see, the final score I had was 34 kills and 15 deaths, which was pretty bad compared to what I did in the first half. But like I said, they started camping a lot more. I did get 9 captures and 5 defends, though. Basic skill got 12 captures. That was pretty nice. Just pretty good overall gameplay, I would say. Not the best in terms of kills and death and like your kill death ratio, but still above a 2KD. And the first half of the match was very fun and very competitive. And I thought it was cool, and I wanted to post it for you guys so you guys hopefully enjoy it. Well, those are my thoughts on the Ball 27, the most overused weapon here in Advanced Warfare so far. It's a good gun. I by no means, it's one of those guns where I'm like, I'm not going to use that gun because everyone else is using it. No, it's a good gun, and it's better than every other submachine gun in the game. So of course, when I want to use a submachine gun, I'm going to use this gun instead. If I want to use a rifle, I'm going to use something like the H-bar or the IMR, or I'm going to use like the AK-12, something like that. I got a cool variant of the AK-12, by the way. It's called I think it's called the Bloodier AK-12 or something. It's very awesome. It gives a +2 to damage and -2 to fire rate, so it doesn't shoot very fast at all, but it just melts people. It's really cool. So I don't know, I'm having a lot of fun with this game so far. Let me know your guys' opinions in the comment section below. What do you guys think about the Ball 27? Do you guys think it needs nerfed? Do you guys think submachine guns need buffed, or do you just not think too much about the weapon at all? Because for me, I see it all the time. It's like the most overused gun in this game. It's mind-blowing how many people use this gun. So let me know your opinions on that. I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. Be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel here if you guys are new, because I post a ton of Advanced Warfare content. And if you did enjoy the video, please be sure to leave a rating. Hope you guys all have a wonderful day.